Now they're just getting pushed away by the 2-2-2. We should take like an over-under on how many kills this shock squad is going to end up with.
Oh God.
Oh, ISU's out.
Yeah, it's funny because he went to the shock right next to the shocks. If I had to guess, let's see. I'm gonna put a number. I'm gonna say they'll get 5 kills. They'll get 1 squad. They'll get 1 squad.
I'll be optimistic. I'm gonna say they'll end up with 20. Being very optimistic there.
And of course, they immediately retreat. Actually, Ciez, since it's a brand new day, I gave an introduction to myself. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Let me see if I can remember what I said yesterday. Basically, I started playing Code 2 in the public alpha. Like, there was a time right before it came out where it was free to play. One of my buddies just said, hey, I think you really like this game. Fell in love with it pretty quickly. Played it on and off ever since. Somewhere over 3,000 hours, not including various like balance tests and whatnot that I've helped out with. And lost track of how many tournaments I've played in, although I've only won a couple, but still. That's always really fun to play in the tournament environment, even if you don't win.
No, it's always interesting because, again, you can always learn new plays. You can see different tactics, and it's just overall just some great high-level experiences you can see and just react to. Like, again, quite a few in the last game. My favorite was probably the P-47s. But with this game, we bring a whole new set of challenges with us. And that is brought by Asiamint and AshaBlois, who has so far gone, I believe, undefeated in their last set of 4 games. So they come in as the allies in this round with the Soviet and the British. Who's on the Axis team, Ciez?
We have VonAsten and Jove, both of which are legendary players in 1v1 and 2v2 game modes. I think at one point Jove, he's been one of the few people that was rank 1 as all factions 1v1 simultaneously. VonAsten has also been playing for forever and had great tournament performances in 1v1 and 2v2.
Interesting play. Again, really interesting. Again, it's going to have to take it because we saw yesterday Asha and Asiamint pretty much go very dominant in a lot of their games. So we'll see what VonAsten and Jove bring to the table. So far, I'm seeing a sniper, which is off to a good start. I like that. And also, we got some dominant play in mid with the Sturm Pioneers trying to go for that nice little cutoff to make sure they don't get any resources over by the fuel. But we are on a different map. This is Wolfkeys version 6. So this is different than the Dunclair competitive map we were seeing a lot of yesterday.
Yeah, and the first semis this morning was on Dunclair, and I think a lot of people in chat were hoping for somewhat of a change of pace, so hopefully this map will provide that in terms of how the game unfolds over the long.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, like, while there are some nice open stretches, there's definitely areas where there's a little more buildings, a little more obstacles than other things. Not as many bushes per se, but I feel like especially the trains are currently going throughout both sides might be a little change of pace for just unit movement and just pathfinding in general.
It's also a very wide map.
Yes.
Which is nice. Should provide a lot of flanking opportunities throughout the game for both infantry and vehicles, and it's going to be hard to protect all the possible flanking avenues with mine.
I will say, though, we already have barbed wire being placed to cut off some of those flanking avenues. But that being said, the Axis aren't done yet. They're trying to make a heated effort to push in mid. We have the Sniper and Grenadiers by Jove, with VonAsten's infantry trying to push for that building. Conscripts, though, saying, no, we're going to hold the building for at least the time being.
Jove being very smart with his Sniper here. He knows the UC's on the map, and so he's just pocketing it behind 2 Gren squads. That way, if the UC tried to, it'll get Fausted and can't chase him. Although 1 Gren is getting really low in mid.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track. We had a Molotov go off near the Volks, it looks like, but it looks like they dodged pretty handedly. Yeah, but they're actually holding, pushing back a lot of the British infantry, also very low on health. And the Grenadiers are still protecting that Sniper, which, you're right, are slowly tearing apart the Soviets. But again, really good plays on the Axis right now. Really just slowly wearing down the allies, which is good because we've seen Asiamint and Asha usually do a concerted effort, try to push in one area to try to overwhelm the enemy, but it seems like these two are just not letting him get that chance.
Yeah, VonAsten's done a great job holding Axis fuel. He does run into a really early,
Yeah, really great
which
job.
is unfortunate. He had sweepers right next to it, but it happens.
Yep, Universal Carrier, by the way, met its demise by the Verkenwerfer, which decided, I'm going to try to push a little bit for the sniper, and then Verkenwerfer's like, no, you're not. So, like, yeah, I see the one-man squad that got hit by the mine. Oof. They'll still cap it. There's nothing to stop them or take advantage of just the one model. So right now, those Volks and Storm, which were just biding their time behind that heavy cover, now trying to move. But unfortunately, we have conscripts coming in and try to delay them, but they're going to use that building to their advantage, try to hold them back. Meanwhile, Sniper, once again, causing more havoc for the British. Again, only 4-man squad, so against either opponent, the British is going to be way more susceptible to that Sniper, as it can bring their overall squad down to 25% per tick. So, has to be very careful. Again, good use of those Grenadiers. And we're already seeing them being upgraded with those LMGs. Oh, nice opportunity by Asia trying to come on in. I'm sorry, Asha, not Asia. Asha pushing on the Sniper, but unfortunately not able to really capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The other reason that the Sniper is so good against the Brits is that sections have absolutely atrocious moving accuracy. So they, like, even if they're chasing you, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. They're missing all their shots.
Hey, it's fine. I can get out of there. Although the British are bringing something else in to maybe track down it, and that would be the armored car. And actually exact same moment, Jove brought in a scout car. Between the two, I'm going to give it to the armored car. But the scout car is really good for supportive, light AA, and just, you know, trying to help out where it can. It can hurt the armored car, but with its autocannon, but definitely going to be needing some support. Luckily, the Verkenwerfer's right there. Big battle, by the way, going on with VonAsten and Asiamint.
Grenades everywhere. Was that like 2 incendiary grenades plus, or I should say 1 Molotov, 1 incendiary, and a stun grenade all going out like back to back to back?
Lots of fire going down. That's what you can say about it. Lots of fire. In any case, Woke squads and Sturm seem to have won the battle. There's 1 conscript squad on standby. Other than that, that's about it.
All those Volks are really low though, so they might have trouble pushing the cons that are just chilling behind green.
Well, the Sniper came over to remove that threat from the heavy cover. Again, why engage it when the Sniper can just slowly remove it if you don't want to waste your man? Because a lot of the men are down to half health or lower. Oh, looks like, oh, we have infiltration grenades going into effect. A decent spread. Conscripts are very low. Might be able to capitalize and kill it. Oh,
yeah, it was nice. I think he threw it a little bit behind the cons, whereas if he had thrown it a little bit diagonal, like kind of these little things you learn from playing a map over time.
Yeah, because his retreat path isn't back. It's going to be to the side all the way back to his base over here.
Exactly.
Yep. Which, if I recall correctly, the first time this map came into play, all the bases were over on this section. So it made an interesting dynamic that it could go either way. So I'm glad they kind of put it back in middle. It seems to have helped out with the maps balancing so far. Meanwhile, Sturm Pioneers coming in, pushing back the Flame NGs. They're trying to take mid. Is he placing barbed? Oh, he's a mine over here. Okay. Kind of stop any flank. British actually gaining some ground, placing some mines as well. Looks like, again, I don't know if the scout car saw it, but he needs to get rid of these if he wants to try to advance. Although, oh no, don't move the Sniper. Not on a mine, no.
Yeah, it's always the worst feeling in the world when you lose your sniper squad to a mine. Just feel like an idiot. We do have a counter sniper that just came on the field though from Asha.
Yeah, he brought it in. There's always 2 tactics for this. A, dead silent. Don't engage the enemy. Wait for them to pop their head out and then put a armor-piercing bullet right through their chrome. Or, oh, good, he destroyed some of the mines. He has Minesweepers currently in play. Or B, just have it engaged and just be very lucky that your awareness can outpace the enemy sniper so you don't get hit. Oh, wait, actually,
we have an MG might go down.
Yeah. That's, MG34. Yeah, so not an amazing take, but, you know, it's still an MG if they want to grab it. Soviets don't have anything right now. He has the ability to get additional support equipment, but he's so far not done anything. Now, we actually have some doctrines. VonAsten went special operations. Again, that's why we saw infiltration tactics. Really good supportive abilities. Would be shocked if we don't see some Obosoldaten with STG-44s. But the best thing about this doctrine by far is the recon. The unbreakable, unstoppable recon that gives you perfect sight over an area for, yeah. Again, it's a little costly. Well, 60 munitions. But again, for this environment, not bad at all for just being unable to be shot down or stopped. What have the Soviets brought to the table?
So Asiamint is playing the shock troop version of the ISU 152, and Asha has still not selected a commander. Yesterday, I think he played Royal Artillery in every game, though, so that's probably what he'll end up locking. Yeah.
We did see a game with Commandos that kind of ended okay. I mean, it didn't go... Like, it was fine, but I feel like mainly people used it for the speed boost and recon for the Valiant Assault. Nothing, really not for the bombers. I think it was called in once, but didn't really kill anything.
Yeah, it almost got a P4, though.
Oh, yeah, the P4 walked into it. Right. But it was retreating back to base, and it got hit by a bomber set. Did not die, though. All right.
Correct.
We do have shock troops trying to push in. The MG is keeping it suppressed, but he drops smoke. Grenades going down. Hold on. Oh, big hits on the shock troops. Nasty. Scout car coming over, trying to delay those conscripts. More conscripts and MGs coming on in, capturing territory. MG needs to get the heck out of there before it gets decrewed. Oh, no. Run, man. Run. Oh, conscript's going to retreat. Can't really fight two armored vehicles. Now, again, my only concern right now is Asia doesn't have a major form of AT, and it's about 11 minutes in. We've already seen the Axis bring out armor, so that's my biggest concern right now.
Well, they do have the AAC on the field, and there's a 6-pounder as well, so we might just be relying on Asha to support him in that department.
That's a fair statement to say. The Germans, though, both have an AT of a variant. Scout car looks like it was hit by the 6-pounder. For Kenworth for hitting the... Oh, very low. Armored car retreating back to base, dropping smoke just in case.
Yeah, he probably figured the Puma might be coming to chase him, which is a pretty reasonable guess.
Yep. So let's see. Stern Pioneer's lying in wait. He probably doesn't want to engage because he knows he won't win that battle. So instead he's like, I'll get some Volks in the open.
This German sniper is right on the cusp of the British sniper range right now.
Yeah, but if we're looking at everything there, the Germans have way more backing it up. So if that British sniper isn't careful, maybe he could possibly... Oh, he's getting in. Could be taken out by something, but we'll see. Oh, British, by the way, upgrade to 5-man squads. No Brens yet. He hasn't even gotten the upgrade for additional weapons. They're holding... I'm just watching.
Yeah, I think Asha skipped... Oh, wait, Jove's Grens are about to come around the corner really close to that Brit.
Again, it's one of those moments where it's like, oh, don't be revealed. If the scout car moves up, he's toast.
Yeah, and at this point, you kind of just have to pray that you don't get revealed, because how do you get out of there? Okay, thankfully those Grens are suppressed. They're about to reveal him on retreat, though. Yep. Asha sees it happening and instantly retreated.
Yeah, that would have been terrible. It's like, oh, he retreat. Oh no, he's gonna reveal me. Oh no, I'm dead. But yeah, we got out of there just in time. Grenadiers had to retreat. Tried to did though grab the territory. Oh, hit the mine on the way out.
That would have been really unfortunate if the sniper had gotten killed by the retreating Grens detonating them.
Yep, MG has to pull back. Way too many Soviet infantry on the right. It did bring up an AT gun. He does have an AT now, so they'll keep the scout car back from coming into support. Pulling down a ton of cover. Really good spot, by the way, because it's right outside the edge of the point. So if the enemy uses it, they won't be able to capture, while he'll be able to. Now you could say he could use this vehicle, but the Soviets want cover of their own that they can capture, that they don't have to worry about not capping it with. Also some mines going down. again, really good use of just using all your units and just focusing on trying to get everything done as soon as possible.
So one thing that I'm noticing that's different today is, so yesterday Asha and Asia were playing like 100% together most of the time, but right now they're just, for the most part, have been split on left and right sides of the map. And I wonder why they've made that decision.
You mentioned earlier this map is a lot, in terms of like viability, a lot wider, so they have to cover a larger front, so they might not be able to get those team group assaults they really want to. They have some forces mixing in mid, but you're right, it's very few compared to what they were doing yesterday, where usually you always saw Soviets and British or Wehrmacht and OKW combined arms pushing forward. We have a Stuka in play. Where's it coming down? Oh, did he anticipate? He did! He anticipated his retreat! Really good Stuka play. VonAsten's like, yeah. I see your retreat path, and now I know. I've learned.
Yeah, 5 kills, which is pretty decent. But more importantly, the entire Soviet army is off the map, and VonAsten he's capturing 4 points right now, with even more forces coming up to solidify the position over on his side of the map.
Yeah, one thing to note real quick is the fact that there's recon overhead provided by Jove, who went with Jaeger armor. We've seen this doctrine go multiple times yesterday for the elephant. Also the recon, which is on the scout car, which I'll do a quick thing. You can kind of see on here, like a lot of the sight lines just from its positioning, like how far it can go. So having this unit on the field with a scope is invaluable. It's incredibly important. That way you can keep the enemy, pretty much stop them from flanking or coming in without you knowing.
I think Jove's sniper almost died to the mortar pit. He's hauling back to base with very, very little help.
Yeah, I'm watching the Soviet assault right now get kind of broken apart. The shock troops kind of, got beamed back by Volk squads in cover. And as well, the MG suppressed a lot of the infantry in the northern sector by the train station. So the Germans are kind of taking this opportunity to push toward that mortar pit and everything else you were talking about.
That sniper, yeah, he's repositioning it really well. Really nice flank from VonAsten, and Jove is responding in kind. He's pushing up his AT gun, his 222.
Yeah. But again, great flank. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Asha. Which, we'll see how they fare. Right now, it doesn't look like the Volk squads have been able to destroy the mortar pit or really kill anything. Stuka, though,
second Stuka shot coming in, though, right as brace ends. I wonder if he's going to aim at the...
No.
Oh, he was trying to catch the MG and the AT gun, I think,
maybe
from Asha.
Yeah, the sniper also dodged as well, so... Again, good. At least he dodged it. That's the positive. It doesn't look like they did too much damage. And the Soviets are coming back. There's really not much to stop them. They did clear up the mines, by the way, on right, so the Stern Pioneer squad got all that.
Asia bringing out a pretty early T-34. I guess we're actually already 17 minutes in, so not that.
Yeah, it's like, wow, time's flying.
Yeah, I'm pretty... Oh, snipers are right next to each other.
Oh, the cover protected the T-34. But yeah, there's a Canwifer and Puma right now. That'll stop the T-34 from advancing. AT guns positioning. This could fire with an artillery barrage in the vicinity. Maybe try to push them back. We'll see.
Oster sniper might get found out. No, he's going to the left. I thought the AC might come up mid to try to take a nice shot at the
Recon's
222,
overhead.
which got hit.
Revealed it. He's gonna retreat. Aw. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, great reaction. Great reaction from Jove. That Gren, Jove might lose a Gren though. Yeah, that assault DPS plus a grenade just shredded that squad.
All right, good kill there. Really good kill. Also, VPs. I mean, like, it's relatively close. Unfortunately, it looks like the Allies just got control of a lot of the VPs, so the time's going to start ticking down on the Germans. But they're trying to make an attempt and take over this right VP. The Soviets are giving them hell, and it seems like that worked. Also, Don Volk squads are in a mass retreat. And they'll hold on to that territory for now.
You know what I just learned? I never knew that the sniper actually got the move speed buff from using assaults.
Yep. Oh, it's okay.
Which
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
What, you don't want a sniper to be able to run fast and just run all over the map?
I think we had that back in the day with Soviet snipers, and it wasn't fun.
It's been so long, I just recall people complaining about that, and also I think at the same time there was the ability, oh, nice Stuka on the MG, but the ability to put snipers in scout cars, if I recall correctly?
Oh gosh, yeah. 2-man sniper squads inside of M3s that had 100% accuracy while the M3 was... That was something else.
Alright, shock troops drop smoke on the conscripts so they can try to capture the fuel. Volk squad's pouring on in though. Artillery barrage going into play, trying to stop those Volks. Grenades being thrown on shock troops.
And those shocks have had a really bad time.
No, they every time I'm like, yeah, they're gonna push forward. Just not able to really capitalize. Alright.
We should check how many kills they have when they get home, because it's probably only 1 or 2, and they've been out for quite a while.
By the way, the Cromwell on the left hit a mine. Looks like they got back for repairs. We do have a little bit of time, so actually I'm going to check overall kills. Let's see. Right now, it looks like Asiamint's losing a little bit, and looks like Jove... Actually, Germans seem to be on the better KD right now.
So the shocks, I overestimated them. They have 0 kills. So
they have 0 kills?
0 kills.
Oh my god, I've seen them push at least 3 times, so those things are not... That's a lot of resources to commit for a unit, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like they're paying off.
Certainly not so far. He might need to start using them in a bit of a different way. Maybe hiding them behind the trains or buildings and ambushing stuff.
Yeah, oh, wait, I think, Sniper used the ability to kind of pin the Brumbar. 6-pounders right now putting shots on target. Looks like it's going to push it back. It's only down like 15% health, but at least it's doing work. Puma's trying to make a move on right with the Volks. T-34 just clinging on back. AT gun positioning itself. AT grenade on the Puma. It's injured. I don't think they're going to be able to capitalize on it, though.
And meanwhile, on the left, Jove is just trying to hold the British back with his broom. But the AT gun is getting really great shots in.
Yeah, I saw the MG got decrewed, but they remanned it before the British did. He's moving it up. Oh, Pack 40 is getting nice shots on that Cromwell. You're right. He has to pull back. Armored car still even needs repairs. Royal Engineers, start working. They need your help.
Really nice positioning, though, on this mech. It's right between the bases, so both players have very, very easy access to it. Begren's in some trouble. T-34 might chase him down.
I've been trying to get that last shot. Misses, though. Stuka inbound. Where's
probably on this MG in the bunker. Oh, they got the sniper.
Wait, they did?
They counter-snipe the sniper. Yeah,
oh.
It's dead right outside the base by the AT gun. It's crawling on the ground.
Oh, there he is. Oh, no. He can see
That's
everything.
really, really good, because now the Jove sniper has free reign. There's no really good counter to it on the...
Yeah, for reference, guys, that sniper has 27 kills. I think that's the most
28.
kills of any unit. Yeah, it's the most kills of any unit with the Wehrmacht right now. VonAsten, I believe, his Volk squads are just kicking a lot of ass. They have 21 kills. Stick only has 13. Just showing that the valuable infantry still, like, again, outshining the artillery. Even though the artillery got some great shots, it's doing a lot of work.
These shocks, that 1-0 kill.
Oh, they're finally pushing in? They got up to vet 1.
Yeah, they tried. Yeah, now they're just running home again. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the shock troops, come on! I need you to perform! Alright, well in the meantime, looks like we have a small push going into effect by Volks, which is probably just throwing incendiary. It is. I don't see any mines, so Stern Pioneers will remove the minesweeper and we're going to push forward. Cannon Warfare is still backing them up. Molotov going into effect. Stern Pioneers do dodge, and they're going to try to capture that victory point. Axis need to capture them because they're right now down over 100, what, 40, 50 points?
Yeah. Oh no, his Sturms moved out of the capping circle. I don't think he noticed.
No.
Just kind of, they're like, hey, we need to go over here and get in some cover, guys.
Yeah, it's... Come on, guys, you can do this. Oh, no, they got reinforcements. Oh, that's funny. So the Obusudan, by the way, only has 1 kill, and it's almost vet 1. What's with the elite infantry today? They're not pulling their weight.
Oh, the Sturms moved out of that cap again?
I don't know what they're doing.
I think it's the auto cover seeking behavior that squads have.
Yeah, because I'm looking, I don't see any mines. Like, there's no mines there from the detect, so that's not pulling them out. Alright, Stuka's coming down. I think, yep, it's going on the T-34. I think I was trying to anticipate that engineer. Does get a mine, though, so that's positive.
The most efficient way to mine sweep with your rocket artillery.
British trying to capitalize on the Grenadier squad retreating. Stop blocked it a little bit, but wasn't able to get a good shot on target. British infantry, though, taking the left VP. The middle one, the Soviets are currently taking when shock troops advancing.
Now they're just getting pushed away by the 222. We should take like an over-under on how many kills this shock squad is going to end up with.
Oh, God.
Oh, ISU's out.
Yeah, it's funny because they went to the shock troop. Right next to the shocks. If I had to guess... let's see, I'm gonna put a number. I'm gonna say they'll get 5 kills. They'll get 1 squad. They'll get 1 squad.
I'll be optimistic. I'm gonna say they'll end up with 20. Being very optimistic there.
And of course they immediately retreat. Alright. So yeah, the ISU-152 is a deadly beast in mid, versing infantry and armor alike. What do the Germans have to counter that? Because the Puma's not gonna cut it.
So eventually Jove will be able to get the elephant, but he's still about 2 minutes out from that in terms of fuel if he doesn't spend any of his fuel on anything else, which he probably won't.
Yeah, you think VonAsten's also going to get a Command Panther?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he already has his T4 up. He has his rocket artillery out. He has the repair station. He has everything he needs. Yeah. And Jove even built him a medic.
No, definitely. The British, by the way, have a Firefly, a Cromwell, an armored car, and it looks like they're about to deploy a Centaur for anti-air, which is going to be helpful to shoot down that reconnaissance flight. Won't do anything against the artillery flares, but still. On the flip side, we also have Asha going commandos. Haven't really... Looks like a little slight change of pace. He's right now using mortar coverage. Oh, it's coming down on the Wehrmacht forces, keeping them at bay.
Yeah, the nice thing about the mortar cover is it does the white phosphorus, which drains health really, really fast, and it also does normal mortar.
Sorry, Panzer Grenadiers died on the VP trying to capture it by the Cromwell.
Great pickup from Asha. And we do have the Command Panther on the field for VonAsten, pushing away the Asha's T-34-70.
Okay, nice. All right, so that's deployed. Again, helps buff armored units and eventually infantry. So, you know, has some good stuff all around.
A coordinated fire will still be great to have if they ever get like a good push on the ISU.
We'll have to see. Right now, they're on the back foot, and once again, the Allies taking full control of all the victory points. Oh, misses the T-34.
Asia dodged that time, yeah. Sniper's up to 33 kills. Massive headache for the British right now.
Really good job using that sniper against the Brits. Right now, taking out the MG. Maybe he can get it before retreats. I love how he's hiding behind the bush, by the way. That's perfect. Yeah,
even though the British sniper died, he's still being very, very cautious in case there's another British sniper somewhere, or even commando. With all this cover from the craters, commandos could be hiding anywhere.
I'm sorry, VonAsten lost a Vet 5 Vulcan mid. They're losing men trying to get these capture points. They know they have to take it, but they're keeping them in a little too long. Oh, no. By the way, where are the shock troops at? Shock troops, by the way, Vet 2, 1 kill.
Oh, they're getting there. Once they get Vet 3, it's going to be on.
They'll be up to 2 kills. It'll be incredible. All right.
So this is kind of what Kimbo was mentioning when he was casting, how he thinks the allies should play in terms of just making sure you get those big important wipes, and even if the map control isn't currently heavily in your favor, which right now it actually is, but as long as you're getting those important wipes and kills, eventually your army will just overpower the enemy in terms of veterancy and value.
Well, I will agree. Like knocking out those like highly vetted units is going to play a.
You might lose another Vet 5 Volk. It's the shocks are chasing it down.
Sniper! It gets taken out by the armored car. Coming down the flank, knocks it out by the VP. It's dead body slightly north of the VP, next to the bush, by the way. Oh, big loss for the Wehrmacht right now.
The elephant is out, but yeah, that was a great pickup from the AEC. Huge Soviet push over on the right. Just too much happening all over the place on this map to really keep up with everything. Very impressive that the players are doing so.
Yeah, Asiamint and Asha are doing a fantastic job at keeping that map control. It's getting to a point now where they're 3 times the VP points in like keeping that map control. So really fantastic job there. We have another attempt in mid. ISU-152 letting them have it. By the way, them hiding it behind like the train car and using it as like cover almost. Great. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, it really narrows down the angle at which the elephant can respond. And the elephant's really just trying to push the British back.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, they could do the same thing with the elephant here, but right now, that's a perfect window.
Huge shot on the Obers, almost kills them. And like, the important thing though is that like the elephant kind of has to respond to the ISU. The ISU's totally happy just overwatching those 2 VPs and shutting down any pushes in that direction.
I'm trying to look at sightlines right now, and I can see the elephant can't see the allied armor. Oh, but it backs up just in case. I think they were bringing up AT. But they're doing a good job hitting the Brits. They're on the back foot. Oh, wait. No, scout cars find the armored car. Bring over some support.
I think he'll be safe. He has a pack there and 2 Grens to support. And yeah, right now Asha's army is kind of in tatters. He's kept everything alive, which is great, but he's going to be off the field for quite a while to reinforce, heal, reposition.
Yeah, in mid, the Verkenwerfer was lost, possibly might go into Soviet hands at this point. MG pushback. Sudan trying to come in to assist, but oh, Brumbar's coming over too, but being smashed by the Su-85.
Puma's getting antsy, trying to hunt for something, and that really thinks better, but he might lose it. Khan's almost had range for an AT grenade.
Yeah, it slivered health. That Firefly and Su-85 combo's no joke. One thing I will note, he doesn't have the, what is it called? He doesn't have the rockets on it.
Yeah, he did that yesterday too, he never bought the rockets. The AEC actually died to a push from Pax and Grens, way over on the left.
Yeah, I found its body. The Vermont's like, that's what you get for killing our sniper.
This Pack's out of position though, but probably close enough to Jove's base that it'll be fine. But you don't want to lose the veterancy on that, even if you don't lose the weapon.
Yeah, the Soviets, by the way, have taken over the Axis fuel. It's do or die right now because we're looking at 350 VP to 60, and the Axis are only really managing to take 1. The Allies are dominant in the other 2. They need to do something now. Population-wise, they're not doing bad. They're in the mid-80s compared to the low 90s for the Soviets and the British combined. But they need to make a big play.
So I'm thinking VonAsten might be waiting for a second Panther, although he may have to sub for a P4 and then just kind of make a push.
Yeah, a command tank.
Oh, the Panther hits a mine.
Yeah, no minesweepers available on that front, so he hits all the Soviet mines. Stuka coming on the AT gun, but not decrewing it. Puma coming in, though. This is their do or die. It's pushing in.
No cons. No cons for snares. He could get on the rear of the ISU.
Oh, ram!
A ram! Ramming a Puma.
He rammed it. It's not going anywhere. ISU-152 stunned, though. They kill the T-34 with the Puma.
Oh, rear armor of the ISU. Does Elephant still have range? He needs to drive forward. I don't think he's going to get it.
No, right now the Panther's out of commission as well, so they can't capitalize. Although, Cromwell going in mid. Pushing to the Elephant. Elephant has no worry about bombers inbound. Command take.
Yeah, which way do you even go here? You have to go backwards, but that's going to go towards the enemy. Double strafe coming in, actually.
Yeah, it's the bombers. Oh, no. Here goes the Pioneers. The British infantry as well, dying no bombers. Oh, yeah, the IL-2 bomb strike. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like you'd have to figure out which direction the bombs are going to come from and then dodge the opposite way.
But
that's really brutal. The ISU's still alive, although very low health. And yep, they're going to call it right there.
Dang. That was a good... I mean, like, I thought the Axis was like, okay, that's a nice small Axis push in the south. And then what the Allies do, they take advantage of, like, all right, your forces are weak in this area, we're going to push. And that Cromwell did a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, it lost its life, but it set up the double bombing run that caught the Elephant off guard. And, I mean, anytime you can trade a little tank like a Cromwell for an Elephant, then... especially when you have an ISU on the field, that's just absolute value. So our shocks, how many kills did you say? I think you said 5.
I said 5 kills. How many did you get? Oh, I got 5!
They have exactly 5 kills
yes!
the whole game.
That's why, that being said, I'm terrible at betting because I instantly lose. But, oh my god, alright. Whew. Nailed it.
Spot on.
But by the way, even though like the Elephant, it passed on, the IC-152 again did quite well, and I really enjoyed just because of its heightened positioning, that little cover area it had to like kind of just, it's like an LMG with a mount using the train car as its platform, just annihilating everything that came in. Anything that really fired on it would just kind of hit the train or the obstacles around it.
I was thinking more of like a rail gun behind there with how much damage it.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, to be fair, the Axis could do the same thing. They could move their Elephant here and just snipe the IC-152. They could easily do that same thing, but that just did not happen. So, yeah, but no. Let's check the damage report real quick. Let's see how everyone did. Oh, that's hilarious. So Asha and Asiamint got equal kills, so that's adorable. But Asha did get more damage, and Asiamint did take more losses. On the flip side, VonAsten got way more kills than Jove, but Jove got more damage. But
yeah, the Stuka ended up with 27 at Vet 2, which if the game had gone longer, that would have been, pretty. But Asia at least had a Soviet game this time with more units lost than killed even on a win. Yesterday we saw him with positive KD to Soviets somehow.
Yeah, no, it was not positive today. It was more negative. The poor sniper.
Sure thing. So we actually have an exact mirror of last match in every possible aspect so far. We have VonAsten on the Soviets playing the right side of the map for the Allies, and we have Jove as the Brits playing the left side of the map, and VonAsten immediately locking in the shock troop ISU doctrine, which was also used by the Soviets last match.
Yeah. Now, actually, so real quick, between the two, between the ones with the guards and the one with the shocks, which one do you prefer?
Well, a lot of it will depend on the map in terms of which of the elite infantry is more valuable. I like the guard one generally because it has marked target, which is fantastic. They both have IL-2 bomb though, which is really nice if you can like ram an elephant, which is very hard to pull off against players of this caliber, but it is one way to potentially kill an elephant if you have to.
Okay. Yeah, preferably, I like the guards simply because I love their using them with DPs, and would combine that with marked target. If used correctly with a team dynamic, you can just rinse armor without even getting the heavier variants. Plus the IL-2 bomb's great for removing heavy positions. But so far no one else has picked anything, so we don't know what they're going to choose yet. In the meantime, We have a small push going on. The British may be overextending. Walks into an MG by Asha, who's trying to capitalize on that momentum. Fortunately, OKW, the same cannot be said. The Soviets and British are actually sending forces over to take mid.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Volk squad's just chilling by the vehicle. Surprised they're not trying to move up. They were in position.
I think they were thinking about it, and then they saw the engineers in the house. Oh, now they are.
Let's see, what's he making? Oh, just... Okay. Righty, so... Any case, so... Right now we have the... Again, British being dominant. OKW falling back. They're taking mid. They actually might actually try to grab that additional capture point. Although MG coming on the flank should suppress them. They're going to try to escape, but they're both suppressed. Volks and Grenadiers are going to capitalize on it.
Trying to crawl out, but that infantry fire from the Volks and the Gren's going to keep them suppressed, even though they're outside of the cone of the MG, and Jove has to pull 2/3 of his army off of the...
Yeah. MG right now repositioning to try to deal with that universal carrier. How close is armor piercing? Ah, not even close. Meanwhile,
it'll still put some good damage in even without the AP rounds, and
yeah.
if the UC eats a Faust in the MG's Arc of Fire, it could still... Huge push from Asha right now.
I'm watching it. It's very dominant right now. He's closing in. He not only grabbed the VP, he's closing on the capture point literally in front of the British base, which he has to be very careful of, but that's what he's trying to do, and it seems to be pulling off quite well. Grenadiers going in the nearby building. MG positioning to kind of guard against a counterattack by VonAsten.
Aston's going to have to be careful. His army is very much overextended right now based on... Like, right now there's 5-ish squads in his retreat path, unless he pulls south a little.
Yeah, there's a lot of men in cover right now in this one tiny spot, but the positive thing about them doing that is resources, because if they can try to... I'm assuming what they're trying to do is capture this to cut off the Allied supplies, which now just cut off all the resources on the right.
I'm not really sure what VonAsten is doing over there.
Well,
just
now,
kind of walking around right now.
Yeah, he's very low health men. He needs to pull them back immediately. And he has conscripts fighting in no cover. Stern Pioneer's trying to close the gap to do some damage. Grenadiers backing him up. They might get a kill on this engineer squad. Oh, no. It looks like he'll escape.
He might have been trying to wait for Jove to pull some forces to the left, since Jove is capping up that entire side of the map now.
Yeah.
But the Asha's just holding on that cutoff, and they're just going to take double fuel control here, which is going to be great going into the mid game.
No, for right now, that'll be extremely helpful. One note, yes, that I do want to point out is the fact that right now the British just upped themselves to 5 men. Do they have grenades available? They do not. I was hoping they might possibly would flank that MG and try to root it out, because it's still suppressing a lot of the infantry coming out of the base. Oh, scout car!
They are flanking a ton of damage on the MG, actually. Really, really low.
Scout car making the universal carrier pay, but the Royal Engineers come in to deflect it, push it back in case it doesn't want to get hit by an ET grenade. But I'm seeing the Soviet assault you're talking about. Doing quite well. They're pushing a lot of the OKW back. Which, by the way, Asiamint went Overwatch Doctrine. So
yeah, that sector assault is just so good.
Unless the enemy has
JLI aren't shabby either. Yeah, oh yeah, we did see that yesterday when Creative was trying to use it, and both times he used it only got like 1 pass, and then it all got shot down.
Yep. Alright, we got shock troops on the field again. How many kills? How many kills do you think this group will get?
Alright, I'm going to be optimistic again and say 20, at least.
I'm going to be semi-optimistic. I'll double it. I'll give it 10.
Retreat grenade. Oh, he kind of misses it. Oh, but still gets a ton of models. And yeah, he's going to wipe that. They're already up to 5, so they're already at least as good as the Shocks last game.
In 1 minute on the field, they've done more than the previous squad. So, good job.
Yeah,
good
in
job,
like a
Shocks.
30-minute game. Might get some more here too if they. Surprised I didn't push on those Sturms.
I think it's because of the MG. Right now, MG 34, they want to try to stay in cover, decap. Storm's not letting them get it. They're getting close. I'm going to push them back. Grenade being thrown, though. Does a little health damage. No models killed. Let's see. Right now, Asha's placing mines in his territory. MG set Grenadiers trying to take over that VP. And I love the barbed wire. He says, like, British, no, you don't get cover.
That's very important against the Brits because they perform significantly better in cover than out of cover. Like, even more so than other squads. Big Asiamint tactical... What does AE call the blob? Tactical control group or something?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, like, for me, if I see 3 or more units together... It's a dumb blob if they're being microed with one tactic, like all 3 are being controlled, like swaying all together. It's a smart blob when each individual unit within that group is being microed to optimize their performance. So right now, like, they were grouped together, but each of them were doing separate tasks, so you know that they were smarter.
Oh, we have something we did not see yesterday, and I know you mentioned it, or somebody mentioned it, the air landing officers out on the...
Oh, we do. It's all. Oh, it is. Finally, this guy gets a chance to shine. So for those who don't know, with the new patch, it is now available in the platoon command post. 320 manpower, only 1 on the field. We'll see how it does. Hopefully, its performance is admirable.
Shots getting sniped while they're trying to move in for a flank on Asiamint's heavy machine.
Yeah, OKW trying to get that territory in mid, but the Soviets and British are combining. Universal Carrier doing a lot of work.
Air landing officer finding a flank on MG40. The air landing officer does have really good grenade.
We'll see if it works. Oh,
almost. Oh, one man. Can't quite pick up that last model. Really nice flank from Jove there, though.
No, really good. Sniper, by the way, we have Asha going with a sniper in mid. Conscript's trying to close the gap. Scout car trying to as well hold him back. Man, they're really trying to get that sniper. Sniper down to half health, but he will retreat it.
Yeah, massive surge on the map for the Allies. They're about to take pretty much the entire map except for one tiny little point in the...
Yeah, I think those shock troops are going to blow the last shock troops out of the water. Just...
Yeah, up to 6 now.
Alright, let's see. Flamethrower just staying in cover. May not win this fight with the Jaeger squad, especially with G43s, but they don't need to. They're just trying to grab that territory. Which, by the way, oh god, the Allies have a ton of territory.
Yeah, almost the entire map. The UC did go down to a couple of Fausts. Shock's getting sniped, but it's a bait because the British sniper's moving up. Looking at the Axis sniper, here it goes, aiming.
Great shot.
Yeah, perfect bait from VonAsten, offering up those shock troops, seeing that Jove's sniper was in range for a counter.
Yep. No 36 kills from you today. Alright. But we still have a scout car. He could try to go after the Brit sniper. Armored car, though, did get hit with the packet undergoing some repairs. OKW trying to take back the territory on the right. Going in as well for the middle capture point. British infantry trying to engage it. Down to 3 men, though, so don't expect much. He did drop flares, I'm assuming, to stop the Wehrmacht from pushing in from the north. Let's see, what we got here? So we got VonAsten, he's getting a tier 3 building operational. Command post is not been made. We got Panzer headquarters, because again we have Obel Soldaten. And Asha has only tier 2.
Yeah, we have an interesting divergence in builds between Asia and VonAsten, and that Asia opted to go for the medic truck, and Aston went for the Puma plus the Stuka. So right now, the Axis team is not going to have access to rocket artillery for quite some time if they do opt to go in that direction.
Yeah, and I will say this, I don't think necessarily, like, again, rocket artillery is very, very helpful. Not going to undermine it. But also, I've seen it backfire heavily. putting so much into those very valuable artillery trucks and then just being taken out by a simple flank. So we'll see if they don't necessarily need it if their infantry performs admirably.
Shock's pushing 2 squads away, backed up by a bunch of flamethrower engineers and cons. And Aston tried to throw the grenade on the back of the house and almost caught the JLI.
Yeah, I saw that. Up to throwing it on the Sturms. Whiff it, though, unfortunately, throwing the wrong direction of where the Sturms were going.
Flamers just toasting those over.
Yep, already 9 kills from them. With conscripts backing them up, they have to immediately retreat. MGs will stop any deeper insertion of Soviet forces in the region, but it's not looking great for the right side. Once again, we're seeing allies be a little more, well, actually pretty dominant in this map. Scout car pulling back. Big push coming in. Lots of smoke coming down. Again, smoke raid, which I think might be backfiring for the Brits.
Yeah, he kind of used it on all of his own stuff that then stopped. Like his sniper got smoked out. Two of his sections got smoked out by his own.
Which is allowing the Germans to move up. The sniper, because of all the smoke dropping, couldn't see any of the infantry.
I mean, maybe he used it for like something we didn't notice.
Maybe. The forces are pulling back. Conscripts incredibly aggressive. It's literally outside the German base. He's rushing in. I think he's trying to get that last AT grenade on the scout car, but he's just not able to commit.
Yeah, even a couple of penetrating rifle shots would have killed it.
Yeah.
Sniper lining up to start shooting these obers, which is like the best target you can possibly.
Yeah. They're so costly in order to just get them reinforced that, yeah, any model you can kill. Very helpful.
They also feed you veterancy faster because they're more expensive.
Right. Let's see, we got Storm Pioneers back in mid for for
Engineers, late retreat. Somehow a mine blew them.
The Verkenwerfer shot the mine, I believe. It was their own mine, but they blew it up.
And they died. Yeah. Rest in peace. But something died up north. Oh, the MG-42, the air landing officer actually flanked the MG again and killed it this time. So it's going to be a British MG-42.
Yep. They're using assaults. They're just rushing through the battlefield like for Mother Russia or something along those lines. And it's doing work. Going on in. And like a pair of shock troops with For Mother Russia, they're just tearing apart the German infantry.
Yeah, he's getting all of his stuff on Asiamint's retreat path right now. The scout car is probably going to be able to push the air landing officer at least. He might actually lose it. It's a lot of damage in his retreat path. Yeah,
the Verkenwerfer is trying to hold back the armored car. The sniper, though, is going to start putting pressure on it. It's going to have to fall back. Flamethrowers as well, burning it alive. It's done. British infantry ignoring the scout car, just trying to hit those obers. With the 6-pounder moving in to deal with the scout car. Oh, grenade being thrown.
Those obers are getting dangerously low.
They are indeed. But they were trying to stop the Allies from stealing the Verkenwerfer, but the Soviets have requisitioned it.
That mortar's coming in now. Asha does a really good job of moving out of it, repositioning.
Oh, this is being more decisive. Asha and Asiamint are just not able to really capitalize on a lot of good movements. Like, fortunately, every time they try to get some territory, they keep being pushed back by a major allied push.
Yeah, allies have been very dominant for about the past 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah. So yes, for those who are in chat, I will say this is the newest patch. I believe it's beta 1.3 that's currently in play. So everything in this is currently what would go to the main game once it would be released. Once it's finalized and once they get all the bugs and everything ironed out. So far,
one big thing is in the past like 3 Soviet games I've seen, people have been going for the T-34-76 instead of the T-70. Both games we've cast and when Kimbo was casting. And one of those T-34s in Kimbo's game was just monster.
Oh,
Oh, another grenade might die. Oh, it's definitely dead.
Yeah, the MG on the right got knocked out. They're trying to come in and relieve it, but with that T-34 right there, they have no... Well, actually, I take that back. Panzer IV is coming on in. Might
Yeah,
be
it's
able to
double
assist.
Zis, though. Pretty close. Well, I should say Zis and Stolen Rack.
Yeah, that's a bad combo to be
That
fighting.
P4 might just die, actually.
It's next
he
to a
has
mine.
VonAsten's keeping the cons around. It's next to a mine. He has 2 AT guns hitting it. Oh, no.
Nope.
Wow, that was so lucky for Asiamint. The AT shot went off after the AT nade, and somehow it missed that mine.
He was skirting. I think the minesweepers may have detected it. If the T-34 gets close, he could detonate it for himself.
Even the AT shots could have detonated that mine with how close that P4 was.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Huge push by the Brits up north, though. Jove just manhandling Asha's Wehrmacht.
I thought I heard it. Like Gammon Bomb. Oh! I believe that was a teller mine. Got the armored car.
3 armored car has been destroyed.
Oh, and it's abandoned. Our Lord and Savior, the RNG God, might come in clutch for Asha.
Yeah. You can literally... I think I can hear over the voice comms. Mine, 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 mine. As
Oh,
he
this
try-
P4, is Aston going to react? He does. Great reactions for the AT nade. But unfortunately, the AT gun was losing crew members and couldn't set up to fight.
Ref grenade going on. Great hit on the bridge infantry section. They're pulling back. This could be it. This could be the moment that the Axis finally get their well, forces together, possibly requisition an armored car. Oh wait, no, British mine.
Oh, the 222 is doing a base inspection, probably looking for that snipe.
Oh,
Just all the small arms fire tore it apart with those base MGs as well.
remember how I said the Stuka wasn't needed? Yeah, screw that statement. Hit that all the infantry right here.
Oh yeah, that would completely end the game. So even though the Axis had some great wins there, look at their VP count.
Their army size is also not the highest right now.
They did finally get an enemy weapon team into their own hands. I mean, the story of this game had kind of been the Allies just picking up German equipment and using it against the Germans. And Axis finally get a win in stealing a 6-pounder, which is a great AT.
You know what they won't get? That armored car. Royal engineers are going in prepared for the Brits. They might get it back.
This P4 is flirting with death.
Yep, the sniper puts a shot in to do a nice little crit. Camera gets a shot. T-34. No, it's actually the AT gun. It's decrewed. And yeah.
They throw in the towel. So great comeback from VonAsten and Jove in such a fashion that they will have faction selection going into game 3.
Yeah. No, which is great. I'm also just enjoying all the decrewed vehicles. But no, that game was 20 minutes. I was thinking like, yeah, I'll show kills around that point. But no, it was so decisive that, like, again, and especially against Asiamint and Asha, which we've seen, like, I think this is our first loss.
Yeah, yep. So, yeah, Team VonAsten and Jove gives what was looking to be an extremely dominant team their first loss of the tournament.
Oh, but that means, again, game 3, we'll see how each players react and how they move on. Again, we've seen now both of them as the Axis and Allies. Both of them pretty dominant as the Allies, but we'll see how each of them fares in the final game. Let's check the damage report real quick. Overall, Jove and VonAsten, comparatively, Jove got more kills. VonAsten got a decent amount more damage. Kill-wise, unfortunately, the Soviets not pulling a positive. The British will on a KD. Asha and Asiamint, let's see, unfortunately are a bit negative in this run. And damage-wise, though, Asiamint gets a little more in kills and damage, respectively.
Oh, we forgot to check how many kills the Shocks had.
Oh, I'm looking at them right now. They got 16, so you won that.
Well, I said at least 20, but I guess that's closer than 5, so I'll take the...
We're not doing Price is Right rules. You were closer.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm just looking at overall VPs. A lot of it's just base infantry, grenadiers, Volk squads. For those who are just tuning in again, game 3, Asha as the Wehrmacht, Asiamint, OKW. Love it, making the base on the edge. We'll see. They've won a game, lost a game, and right now are in their final game against who exactly, CS?
VonAsten Jove. And I did have a correction. So yesterday I mentioned something about like VonAsten and Jove were both legendary 1v1 players, but I didn't know if they had played very much together. I looked up their stats, and they have actually played a ton of games together. So I did want to correct myself on that.
So we went from total strangers to them doing like the commando arm grab. Like that's how much they know each other.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean,
Okay.
I think it was somewhere around 500-ish games of each 2v2.
Okay.
It was quite a lot.
What you're saying is they know each other, they've played with each other, so they should know how to cover each other's strengths and weaknesses, you would say.
Absolutely, yeah. Because we saw Asiamint and Asha doing a great job of that yesterday in terms of them playing so well as a team.
Now, this compared to the last map, Alliance of Defiance, this is a competitive version. This is slightly altered, like you can absolutely see it's different than the base version in the industrial region. But it's also a tighter map, so this may allow both teams to help each other out a lot more. So we got some more team plays, more team ups, if you will.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is going to give Jove a headache as the Brits is there's already an MG42 in the house overlooking the fuel on the right-hand side of the map.
Yeah, no. He could always, again, the nice thing though is if he bides his time and tries to capture additional territory, what he could do instead is just get a wasp, burn him out with the flamethrower.
Right, and they're recognizing that, hey, we don't want to mess with this house, and VonAsten instantly moving over to the cutoff.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this is cutting, if we can see here, it is cutting that territory all the way to the end. So this being removed cuts off the gain that they would get for the fuel and this this capture point. So avoid the big obstacle and neutralize the threat in one foul swoop. So good job on the allies for recognizing that. All right, we got some Sturms hiding behind the bush. Conscripts popping their heads around to see if they can take them out. They're doing work. Unfortunately, Sturms are behind cover. More conscripts coming in, though. Volk squad trying to get the conscript going for the fuel. Again, Kubel, right now the best unit in the game, in my opinion. Definitely, 100%. Trying to assist as well. Almost vet 1.
And this map, if it gets vet 1 and hides behind bushes in mid, it's extremely valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, for those who don't know, if the Kubel reaches vet 5, it's Exodia in this game. The game's over. Definitely 100%.
That would actually be amazing. It just like turns into a king tiger or something.
Like,
you were absolutely right though. Down south, Jove just playing very patiently, gets his wasp up and is forcing Asha out of that house.
Yeah, flamethrower is incredibly decisive against units in buildings, but nice! Asha gets a Panzerfaust, hits target. Grenadier's going to try to close that gap. Bridge infantry has to delay them for that wasp to retreat. Come on, get out of there. Flame will do damage. Will it be enough? It's going to turn.
It's not looking like it so far, especially because those sections got suppressed. They can't put extra damage in on the Grens. Here comes our second foul. So like one more car shot is going to take that down.
They might be burned and bruised, but they took out the universal carrier. They'll retreat in the fire, which might hurt, sting a little bit, but they made it. They dealt with the major threat. It's a big loss for Jove in the meantime.
Yeah, instantly the MG goes back into that house.
By the way, looks like the Kubel managed to help push back the engineers. It's now up to vet 2. And the Volk squads are going to move into mid with no defenses of the allies in place to try to capture all that territory.
So I don't want to be too critical of the players by any means, but can you attack ground with the flamethrower through that wall? Like, why didn't he just come around the side and
you mean with the
attack
wasp?
grounding from the back? Yeah, with the wasp.
Yeah, you can do that. I've done that with Pioneers. You can do that.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why he didn't opt to do that, where it'd be, there'd be a lot more space between him and the Gren.
Yeah. So apparently chat's saying the Wasp was actually buffed during this patch. So that was a good thing they knocked it out when they did that. All right. Let's see. We got Panzer Fusiliers. So Asiamint with Breakthrough Doctrine. Not the other one. So interesting to see. Jagdtiger will come into play. So we hopefully won't see an elephant. We'll see something else.
Might even just see both on a map like this.
Let's get two of the meatiest tank destroyers in the game right next to each other.
Yeah, it's like, hey, is your elephant having trouble killing an ISU? Well, just call in a JT to help.
You're not wrong. If they truly believe the ISU-152 is overpowered, then getting the two heavy tank destroyers of the Axis could be a great way to knock them out. Meanwhile, right now what I'm seeing, though, that is overpowered is double flamethrower groups that they keep moving up. VonAsten's flamethrower duo is doing a number on the Axis forces. Yeah, Asiamint's trying to back up with his Panzer Fusiliers, but they just keep being burned out.
Yeah, the great thing, too, going into the late game is those engineers should be vetted so that their repair speed will be quite fast.
Yeah. So the infantry is very low on health. They're going to pull back. Kubel, though, is going to come over to assist in mid, where the British are trying to gain some more ground, trying to take that VP. Still pretty close, but right now, if either side can hold that like VP advantage for a long time, it could definitely help out later in game and put on that additional pressure. Speaking of pressure, for actually map control, Asha and Asiamint are doing quite well.
Oh yeah, they're doing phenomenal. I've pretty much held both fuels almost the entire game.
Yeah, no, it's definitely helpful because in this scenario, if they can hold both fuel, they can get that additional armor out quicker. And, well, the Axis have some great armored units to deploy. So.
Jove's seems like he's making the choice not even to call out an AEC. He just brought out an AT gun. Because if he got the AEC, he would have pretty much no fuel to tech with for a very long time.
Yeah, right now the Allies only 19. The Axis are pulling in 33. Vet 3 Kubel. Oh boy, I'm super pumped. Incendiary's going off, pushing the conscripts back out of that heavy cover.
We might just see a Kubel ace this game. Oh no, it dies.
No!
Caster curse.
I'm sorry, I cursed you. Well, it had a good run. It got to vet 3. Oh, conscripts barely making that mid. Just one model with like one health left. But Axis dominant. They're holding all the major points across the board, all the VPs.
So, Asiamint has changed up what he did last game. So this game he's going mech, and he's actually bringing on a Puma, which I don't know if it's a good choice, because allies haven't had great fuel. There's no AEC on the map. So like he must be preemptively expecting a T-70, but even that's not going to come for at least another minute.
Yeah, you're not wrong in the slightest. They could actually, you know what they could do with it? If they position it in actually a really good spot, they could fire through the brush and actually hit that mortar pit.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, you're right. I think what he was expecting was AEC, because a lot of times with the British, we've seen that thing be deployed quite quickly. So if they're not deploying that, it's good to see they at least bring an AT gun to cover against armor. But yeah, they're gonna. It is a bit of a risk, though. It is a bit of a risk to get a higher. It's just weight.
Yeah, it's a heavy manpower and fuel investment, and it's not really going to have anything to shoot for quite some time.
Yeah, mortar pits targeting the Wehrmacht mortar, pushing it back. It has to reposition in the meantime. British infantry, again, 5-man squad trying to help. Again, gets a cover.
Bringing a squad around to flank that MG, he needs to treat that. It's very, it's 2 squads shooting it so far.
Yeah, I'm expecting like a Molotov to be thrown, but it does not have the bonus. He doesn't have the ability unlocked. He has field medics and AT, but he does not have a Molotov.
Big push coming in on that mortar pit, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's doing exactly what I said. He's firing through the brush and hitting the mortar pit. Rail engineers are trying to do what they can, but they can't keep oh, wait, Incendiary could be thrown in a moment.
Yeah, and I think he should have waited a second, because right now it's braced. If he had waited for the brace to end,
Yeah.
probably would be dead. Oh, he still might get it though. The brace ended and he hasn't been repaired.
Yeah,
Puma actually gets it?
That's a big manpower loss for the Brits. And right now their attempt on the fuel is not going as planned. They only have one British squad left against 2 Panzer Grenadiers. And at the 10-minute mark, Asha is right now getting ready to deploy a Panzer IV. Ooh.
That's a very fast P4.
Yeah. And what do the Soviets have? A T-70.
Oh, he's actually building it?
He built it. It's
oh,
on the field.
he's already on the field. Yeah, he's probably going to regret that.
Wait! There's a mine!
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Did it even get, it got what, 1 kill?
Oh.
1 P-Gren mod?
Well,
This is one of those like BG/L situations.
that was as soon as that happened, Joe's like, all right, fine, I'm gonna deploy my own Valentine tank. We need armor of some type. Valentine's not bad. Valentine can hold its own. Not against the Panzer IV for long, but at least it can fight infantry.
Yeah, but it's also just a target for the Puma to shoot.
Look, under the circumstances, it's the best thing they can get.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, actually, would you prefer this, or would you prefer an armored car?
Probably the AEC, because if you have 2 AT guns and the P4 overextends, you could snare the P4 and kill. But like, I don't even know, did he unlock the AEC? No, he didn't. So
No, he didn't use his resources to unlock it. Speaking of which, Panzer IV is already doing work in the factory, destroying cover, putting damage. 6-pounder though, redeploying to push it back as well with the Valentine. They're doing enough that at least the Axis are backing up, but they're not retreating. They're just falling back to a better defensive position and allowing the Allies to pull themselves. Oh god, the building! Super low. Glad he pulled out of there, otherwise he could have collapsed on him.
this MG from Jove, I think it needs to get in the fight a bit more. It's just kind of hung out around that point the whole game.
Maybe he's just using it to guard his flank. I'm unsure. Meantime, Volksquad's like, hey, if the battle's on the far right, we're going to take everything on the far left. But you know what?
Valentine up to 6 kills though. It's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I was just going to mark. It's a Vet 1. It's not doing bad at all. Although Puma might be getting in position to come around the corner to hit it from behind. Nope, just
It's definitely going to at least take a shot on it. And say, hey, get away from my P-Grens.
Does a bit of damage. Oh, bring it down. Bring it. I think it's at 55% health. It's gonna pull on back. AT gun for the win. Yes, that 6-pounder is being very ballsy, and you know what? It's doing a lot of work. It's keeping the Axis armor back. And unfortunately, those Panzer Grens just don't have range, so he doesn't have too much to worry about. We'll have to retreat a little bit, but overall, it's not like a MG42 equipped Grenadier squad. Oh, a sniper!
Yep, he brought on a second 6-pounder and a sniper, which sniper is perfect unit in this situation.
Yep. Okay, we're seeing the Allies kind of regroup, reform a little bit. Right now targeting the MG. If they remove that ops... Oh wait, artillery from the ZIS! Oh, bunker, oof. Or, no, Panzer IV shot. Push back that infantry. Yep, the Soviets are managing to grab the fuel. And actually...
So we have... Looks like Asha wants to end this game early. He's bringing on another P4, and Asia's bringing on a Stuka, so they're really, really investing in that medium armor and that mech tech.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if any of his doctrines, like, which one would be beneficial for armor. And a Jaeger armor might help because of the spotting scopes you give them the Panzer IVs, but everything else I'm not seeing as like a major bonus for it, like smoke or something like that. Oh,
I mean, he
super-
could just continue investing in like the T3, maybe creep up to T4 and go Jaeger infantry, so that late game he'd have the Ju-87s, and he could get ambush training to try to kill this sniper.
That fair point. Fair point. Oh wait, one Panzer IV on the right, trying to put shots on the sniper. AT guns though, keeping it back. Miss. Sniper does kind of does a nice stun on the turret. Bundle grenade going down the 6-pounder. Well, only one model dead.
He does get the decrew though, from
Oh.
all the extra damage.
Yeah. But actually, while all that's going on,
It could be a trap. Low health P4 is coming in. There's still 2 AT guns right there.
there's a mine around that explosive, so if he goes on it,
Oh, yeah. It was a trap. Valentine's
Sniper?
moving in.
oh, go Valentine!
6-pounder pushing up. Doesn't even need to push up. Okay, I take back what I said about this Valentine. This thing has been the MVP. Been amazing.
Yeah, and he moved up his Panzer IV as a reaction, but the snipers, yep, gonna stun the turret again. 6-pounder got a great shot on it. Valentine still in great health. Unfortunately, VonAsten did like a little conscript push on the left with shock troops. They took a little territory, but the OKW stopped it in its tracks and killed a squad.
Yeah, now the OKW is just taking over that entire side of the map. Jove's going to need to be aware of that with his sniper. He needs to, I think, pull back so that if the OKW pushes in even more, he's not heavily overextended.
Yeah, flares over, by the way, the resource area. I'm wondering if they're doing that for the Stuka. Panzer Grenadiers putting shots on the sniper, pushing it back.
Oh my gosh, the Valentine!
Oh my god! Oh my god, go!
Oh, he almost had. Yeah, I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. That was a high-risk push, but
He got it out!
yeah, he gets it out, but it would have been great. I probably would have even traded the Valentine if I thought I had a chance.
Yep. They decrew the 6-pounder. A lot of infantry, though, coming on in. Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers. Tries to get rifle grenade on the retreat. Unfortunately, doesn't get a great hit. Oh, shoot. Panzer Grenadiers might die. The MG can set up.
Do.
Nice.
Wonderful pickup. Valentine plus the MG, but he really needs to get these AT guns back because that's what's been keeping the P4 away.
Line's been cut.
Yep. Well, that 6-pounder is going to die from the Panzer IV.
So we're going to have yet another sniper battle going on. Asha bringing on his own, putting on a hold fire and running it way up.
Yep. VonAsten did get Molotovs, by the way, so he does have that. He only has a tier 3 building. The British don't have their like upper armor building unlocked yet, so no company command posts. The Germans have a tier 3 building at Asha, so the Wehrmacht's doing that. And Asiamint does have his Panzer headquarters online, so he could be. I'm assuming what he might do is save up for a Jagdtiger.
Yeah, I think that would be reasonable. Although it'll really just depend on how everything plays out. They've had such a stranglehold on the fuel, they might not even need the JT. You might just invest in another Stuka to clear these AT guns out.
Yeah.
Sniper is very close to each other, though. Oh, Asha, he's definitely gonna get perfect positioning from Asha there. And that's really painful for the British because that's kind of what was really keeping the Axis infantry at bay on his side.
Yeah. No, but like that's the nice thing. So we thought it was going to be like, oh, this is going to be over in like 2 minutes, but no. Both sides are doing like the British came back with the Allies and they've got a couple good hits and they just need to keep up momentum. And
Oh, he wants that MG dead. Double
God.
barrage.
Will escape.
New Stuka.
Right on that, those AT guns, I bet you.
Great dodge. Didn't even take any damage, I don't think. Maybe just a tiny.
No. But remember, the amount of resources the Allies have is not amazing because the munition output's okay at best, and the fuel is really bad. So if they take a loss of a vehicle, it's a huge blow. They use a ton of munitions and don't get something, equally substantial blow. Up, AT guns pushing back the Panzer IV at the very least.
Shocks are so brave. VonAsten desperately wants that fuel.
They're trying to push at Axis. The Axis stop them, the Allies from at least capping it for now. Oof.
Oh, Asia actually brought in a P4 of his own, so they're heavily investing in medium armor. And we have another sniper on the field, this time from Jove, seeking to redeem himself.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Valentine tank's at Vet 3. I probably just jinxed it, but still, it's at Vet 3.
13 kills, including that P4.
It's doing a lot of work right now. It's focusing on.
Oh wait, snipers? Snipers?
Oh yeah, new British sniper.
The Ver sniper barely got into cover. The British sniper was lining up a shot.
Oh wait, he's at cover right now, but I don't think he can see it. Nor does he want to fire with Grenadier squads. Panzer Grenadier squads right there.
Yeah, definitely not. He'll probably just keep this on hold fire unless they dip below 100 or 150 V.
AT gun's trying to hold back the OKW Panzer IV, but Asiamint still pressing with his infantry, pushing back the conscripts, which is good. Again, like even though the battle is, there's been a huge like battle going on, right? And again, good teamwork by VonAsten and Jove. At least VonAsten's making the attempt to make sure that left territory is still under his control, so they don't lose too much.
British sniper moving up again. He just has to go up a little bit more to get the counter.
I see it. It's revealed.
Oh,
he's firing.
It's lining up.
He can't. He
Oh,
he went behind the bush.
But I think he's going to come back around, though.
No, he's heading back to base, it looks like.
You might want to come snipe these sections. Yep. To keep the fuel. But he sneaks back into cover just in time.
This is the luckiest German sniper we've seen so far.
And now the British guy's in big trouble because all this Axis infantry is pushed. Puma coming in as well.
And he has to worry because those G43 rifles will shred his sniper if they get close.
Yeah, for sure. Even the Puma, like, Pumas are surprisingly good against snipers for some reason.
Alright, MG putting a lot of damage on that Volk squad, trying to push it back. Looks like shock troops might give them an opportunity to move on in, but the Panzer Grenadiers in cover are going to shred them. Engineers
the jig is up on Jove's sniper. It got hit by a mortar or something.
Oh no. That Puma's now at Vet 2. It just killed a number of infantry. Valentine tank still trying to fight, even with the Puma and Panzer IV right there. Oh, walked right into the Panzer IV. Ooh, no.
P4 misses.
He does. AT guns moving on in.
2 AT guns.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Valentine is so lucky the Puma just missed as well.
Great shots all around with those AT guns on the British side.
To flex a Puma shot. What is this unit? And then the Puma misses. This unit is invincible.
Oh my god. Remember it was like, I don't know. The T-70 melee died. Valentine. Is that a good shot? I don't know. That thing has literally saved the Allies.
Yeah, nice. And Jove just killed an MG42, which looks like he'll be able to recruit. Oh no. Brutal Werfer shot to protect that MG42. Now is Stuka maybe on retreat?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh!
Great teamwork and awareness from Asiamint there, and perfect aim as well. That is absolutely, yep. Jove just, he said, all right, I lost it all. It's all gone.
But you still had your Valentine.
Yeah. Oh. The Valentine, the little Valentine that could, is actually immortal.
That's heartbreaking. It wasn't him. It wasn't this tank that failed. It was the infantry. Oh well.
I mean, I can't blame Jove there. I mean, he lost 2 of his 3 sections, and his AT gun got decrewed. He only has 1 vetted mainline infantry left, and it can't even fight right now because it's at 2 men.
No, you're not wrong with that. You're absolutely not wrong. their population would put them just slightly over one of the German players, and then you still have Asha. So yeah, it's heartbreaking. It truly is. But that was a devastating hit. It would probably be very hard to keep holding with that gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Axis, I mean, Asha had almost 200 fuel. Asia still had another 136 in the bank. They had all their tech that they needed up, and Asia actually had all 3 trucks teched.
Yep, no, you're right. The medical's in position, though. Weirdly enough, no field medics. Mechanized is on the table in Panzer Headquarters, so he could have honestly, like, no matter what, he could deploy anything he wanted. While the Allies were just barely scraping by. But they were doing really well with their AT gun plays, I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. They really gave it, after their early game was so rough, they gave it a real shot trying to make a...
Yeah, looking at their kills and damage, Jove got top damage of the game, 19,000. And also top kills on the Allies. Unfortunately, VonAsten took the Soviet lost the heart and got about, let's see, oh boy, like a 0.3 KD.
Yeah, it's rough. Very rough.
Asha got a little more damage, but Asiamint got a few more kills. Let's see what the MVPs were. AT gun for the Soviets. Oh, same thing for the Brits. Again, those AT guns.
That's kind of like a bad sign, though, when your AT guns are your MVP.
I always chalk it up to, like, people think, like, the Panzer IVs, like, the end-all, be-all, but or, like, you know, like a King Tiger. But, like, the amount of work an AT does to keep that stuff back and keep them out of action is incredibly important. So, what I'm trying to say is always respect your AT guns.
I always respect them. I just never want to see them at the top of my MVP list, because that means I've been having to rely on them extensively, which is usually a bad sign.
No. I always want something like a Goliath or Sturm Tiger to be like, yeah, look at that awesome meme unit getting so many kills.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before you go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons, these awesome people that include Jakub, Ace, Ion, JustThomasPlays, Ollie, PyroShark, Joey G240, and Milam. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. You guys are amazing. Same thing with my patrons down below. You guys support the channel so much, and I wouldn't be here without you. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see you all next time.